Hey, there is one song on Blink I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
Well, there's not one, but the one I am going to ask you about is Me. Because what a simple thing that I've probably said, I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't trade your love for all the candy in this great big world. I mean, what a
Me is
beautiful, innocent thing to say.
I have a hard time still listening to Me without getting emotional, so I don't really listen to it all that often. Because when I do, I just get all. But I wrote it from the perspective of where I was at that moment. I was a very new mother, and it was like I haven't had a chance to sleep. I've hardly eaten. I don't remember when I've showered. I finally get to bed, and you call out for me, and I'm just like, just go to bed. And you're just so tired, and you're just so overwhelmed as a new mommy and depleted. And then they cry for you, and then it was like a light switch went on and was like, their world is made completely perfect and at peace just by my presence, by my touch, by my pillow, whatever. Like if they are in my bed or if I'm laying in theirs, and just almost realizing that all of the responsibility of motherhood pales in comparison to the privilege of being their actual mother. And so that song was, in fact, my friend Krista, who actually wrote Need You Now with me, she wrote that with me. And her daughter, Sophia, mine were much younger. Like I had, I think I was pregnant with Oliver, and then Solomon was maybe about 16 months when I was writing it. And she said, well, explaining to her daughter Sophia how she loved her, like how much she loved her. And she said, I know this sounds really just shallow. She said, but Sophia loves candy. Like she loves it. She could, like we have to literally hide the candy in the house because she will sneak it. She will even risk getting in trouble over it. She loves candy. And Sophia, who at the time I think was maybe 4, she had asked Krista, like, how much do you love me? And Krista said, and it just came to me. And I was like, I love you more than all the candy. And she said, and Sophia got it. It was like, you love me more, like if all the candy in the whole world and you would still love me more than that. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, Krista, that's the line. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade your love for all the candy in this great big world. Like that's it. And so, so Sophia was the inspiration behind that moment of kind of trying to connect it where a child would actually understand it. But it's written for a mom. I mean, I wrote it for the mom to say, just remember they're going to be very little for very short a time, and the privilege of being their parent should pale in comparison to all the responsibilities. Like those responsibilities should be welcomed because you get to be their mother, and that's just a privilege. And so I wrote a song to hold myself accountable to, so that when I'm getting overwhelmed with my kids, I can be like, hey, I wouldn't trade your love for all the candy. So yeah, currently it would probably say, I wouldn't trade your love for all the iPods in this great big world, because my boys both have a little iPod that has music and a few educational apps on it, and they just think those are the greatest thing ever. And so it's like, I love you more than the iPods, and they're like, really?
Yeah.
No,
Doesn't sing quite as well.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Well, I mean, being a mom is such a huge thing, so I love it that you're doing that. And